What if I told you that one decision each year could completely transform your life? Not a daily habit, not a 30-day challenge, one big, terrifying leap that changes everything. I stumbled across the idea a few years ago, and it's completely reshaped how I live my life. We're constantly told that small, consistent actions are the key to change. And don't get me wrong, they absolutely are. But what if you combined those daily habits with one big, bold action, something so big that it gives you goosebumps on your arms? Since discovering this concept, I've committed to one big, bold change each year. Here's what that's looked like for me. 2023. I moved to Australia. I packed up my entire life and relocated to the other side of the world. New country, new jobs, new friends, new lifestyle. This was a huge transition point in my life and has led me to step out of my comfort zone more times than I can count. 2024. I started boxing and weightlifting in the gym. This might not sound as scary for some people, but as someone who's always lent into group classes for my exercise, the thought of going to a gym on my own and figuring out all the different machines and weights and what I needed to do absolutely terrified me. 2025. I quit my job to start my own consulting business. In May 2025, I left the security of that oh so comforting steady paycheck and decided to bet on myself. I quit my job, built a website, and started reaching out to my ideal customers. Spoiler alert, didn't go quite as planned, but more on that in a moment. In 2026, I'm launching this YouTube channel. Here's the thing about doing scary stuff. Every time you take a brave step, you prove something to yourself. You prove that you can do it. And with each proof point, you build confidence. Real, tangible, evidence-based confidence. Not the fake it till you make it kind, but the type that comes from actually doing the thing and surviving it. Eventually you reach this incredible point where you stop imposing limitations on yourself. Those invisible barriers that you've built up over time start crumbling down. You stop thinking, that's not for me, and start thinking, what if I did this? Before I moved to Australia, I genuinely never thought I would live in another country. It felt like something other people did. More adventurous people, braver people, people with different lives than mine. But now, after living abroad for 2 years, I can comfortably say I could relocate to another country and it wouldn't be as daunting. In fact, the idea actually excites me. That's what happens when you challenge your mental blocks. Every time you push through one, the world opens up a little bit more. Opportunities that would have passed you by all of a sudden become possibilities that you might actually pursue. But what if I fail? Here's the beautiful part. These big, scary things don't even have to succeed. Remember how I said I quit my job to start a consulting business in 2025? It was a complete flop. I made exactly $0, not a single paying client. By traditional standards, that's a failure. But here's what actually happened. I gave it a real shot. I put myself out there and I survived. Nothing catastrophic happened. I didn't become homeless. I didn't ruin my career. I just tried something and it didn't go quite as planned. And you know what? That experience was still 1,000 times better than staying in my comfortable job and wondering, what if? Plus, I learned an enormous amount. I discovered the reality of building a business, how to build genuine connections, what to post on LinkedIn, how to do cold outreach and generate leads, and how to pitch for work. But the biggest lesson for me was the get it done attitude. I realized that trying is great and spending some time on something is good, but they don't actually get you the results. You need to get it done, put things out into the world, even if they're imperfect. This mindset alone will make me infinitely more successful at whatever challenge I put my mind to next. And I learnt it from failing. Part of the reason why I had the confidence to start my own business was because I knew this decision was reversible. If it didn't work out, I could go back to employment. I got a job before, I knew I could do it again. And this is actually a really important concept. Some decisions are one-way doors, but most are two-way doors. Understanding the difference between these two types of decisions can give you the confidence to step outside of your comfort zone. I dive much deeper into this concept in this video. If you need an extra push to take a scary step, then check it out. So take a chance on yourself. I promise you, the person you become on the other side of that fear is worth it.